I'm your local Labour candidate. How do you think the cuts are affecting us?
We're spending 3 days crisscrossing the county of Lancashire, somewhere at the receiving end of savage austerity. Since 2010, hundreds of millions of pounds this county used to get from the government in London has been cut by Tory politicians, and that's meant a Labour council here implementing drastic cuts to public services.
What is it, 685 million that's been cut from Lancashire's budget? I mean, that's a lot of money. The youth services have lost all the funding.
This is the town of Haslingden, where we've come to meet a local cuts campaigner who's decided to stand for the county council. He's a political rookie. What sort of drew you in?
At first it was Jeremy Corbyn, I have to say. He did a lot with standing against cuts against disabled people, and I thought that was immensely important. My father has Parkinson's disease. The amount of cuts that are falling on disabled people is just disgusting.
And now you're standing for the council?
And now I'm standing for the council. Generally, I'm an introvert. Most of my campaign before the last few years has been online. It's been hiding behind screening. Putting myself out there was the biggest thing ever for me. I'll take you to the park in a minute, then you can see austerity. I mean, these might seem like little things and don't matter to a lot of people nationally, but to communities like this park is everything to them.
Needs a lick of paint, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it needs a bit more than a lick of paint at this point. It's seriously sad to see things like this. That's why I want to make a difference. And I don't think just shoving leaflets through people's doors makes any difference whatsoever. You've got to talk to them face to face. My first thing out of my mouth is, do you have any problems?
And there are plenty of those. As we drive all over this county, the evidence of austerity is everywhere.
Look at this, this is the saddest bus timetable I've ever seen.
Yeah.
How many buses a day used to come through the village?
17.
And now?
We've got 3 now.
What's with the high-vis jacket?
I was decided, how am I going to get into Kirby Lonsdale for a pint and a curry? And I thought the best way around this would be to hitchhike.
At the moment, I have a very sore throat. I can get a bottle of medicine for my throat at the chemist in Kirby for £5, but it cost me £12 to get in and out on a taxi.
Terrible, isn't it?
Oh, my sore throat, yeah.
Is that what your sore throat's terrible? This is the Ridge Estate in Lancaster, reckoned to be one of the most deprived parts of the county of Lancashire. This is one of the saddest sights you'll see in modern Britain. This is a closed-down children's centre. Shut its doors in March. This is what all those sort of abstract words you hear, like austerity, mean in practice.
How strange it is to come and just see this sort of dead place, because there was always so much toys and life, and it just looked lovely and inviting.
We used to have guinea pigs to look after. We had our own vegetable patch. Obviously, everything's gone now.
It's a really poignant sight, isn't it? Even something as sort of banal as a leaflet rack that's got no leaflets in it.
I find it like short-sighted in the sense of they've only got so much money, and I understand that completely, but surely it's more expensive to fix a family that's broken and falling apart than having these services here that are accessible, so we can just pick these families up a little bit. And I've been there, and I've had little bits of outreach work, and it's just enough to be like, I'm okay, I'm not failing, I'm all right, because I've got this little bit of help.
When I switch on the telly and I watch Theresa May and whoever else is on that night, don't talk about this.
It's so patronising, the way that they speak about, we're all in it together. It's like, have you actually been a mum that has about 3p to their name for their week to keep their kids going?
The cuts are also affecting more affluent places. We've come to meet a group of residents in the village of Bolton Les Sands who are trying to reopen their closed-down library.
As you can see, it's in the centre of the village. It was part of kind of daily village life.
And then they closed it?
It seemed to be a quiet consultation period, and then that's it, all gone.
We used to go to preschool in the village and pop in and get a book afterwards.
We haven't done that, have we? We can't go to the library anymore. Well, there are certain elderly faces in this village that I haven't seen since that library closed.
Yeah. And with cuts in transport and things like that.
Have you lost bus services here too?
Yes, there's no bus service down here anymore.
It's a miserable world, man. Because clearly this is not the inner city. You know, I would love to live in this village. It's gorgeous, and yet it's just being hammered like everywhere else. There's nothing in this library now.
Nothing apart from dust and memories.
We've come to meet one more anti-cuts campaigner outside another closed-down library. The twist is that he's the leader of the Conservatives in Lancashire, and he's aiming to snatch the council from Labour.
You think if you win on Thursday you can reverse the cuts?
I don't think, I know we can. I know we can.
Of libraries closures, there's been 29 have been announced.
We've pledged to reverse them all.
All of them? There'll be more money spent on buses?
Yeah, and bus subsidies.
And children's centres, what about those?
We would have to have a serious look at whether we can afford to open the ones that they've closed. But yes, we will look at it.
This is the first time since we made these films that I've met a Conservative politician running on an anti-cuts platform.
Well, there you are. What can I say?
But you see, they'd say that they're having to make the cuts because your party's in power, cutting the money that they get from Whitehall, savagely.
Yeah, every local authority in the country has faced reductions in its government grant, but this lot don't have a plan.
Where are you going to get the money?
We're going to sort out how the county council spends its money, and then we're going to eliminate all the waste, and then we're going to sort our priorities out and stop doing those things that the people of Lancashire don't really need.
He makes it sound easy, and if he's going to reverse the cuts he talks about, it's unclear what other services are going to get the axe.
So vote Tory, avoid cuts, avoid bankruptcy.
That's a good line.
Christ, I'm having a funny day.
It's polling day, and it seems like the Tories' anti-cuts message might be appealing to some voters.
It's make my mind up time within the next hour. The thing is, if I vote, this will be the first time in my life.
But you might vote for the Tories.
Well, I've seen on her manifesto that she might try and reintroduce buses.
And in the general election, who are you going to vote for?
More than likely Conservative, simply because Corbyn is just a disaster.
But he says he's going to reverse the cuts.
Yes, but he's not going to get elected. In order to reverse cuts, you have to get elected.
Well, hold on a minute. Right, so there's Jeremy Corbyn says he'll reverse cuts, but you don't think he'll get elected, so you can't vote for him. And the Tories are going to win, and in all likelihood carry on the cuts that have affected you, but you'll support them.
Yeah.
That's balmy.
It is partly. Yeah, I mean, whoever said that politics was sensible?
Not me.
Right, I'm off to vote for bus reinstatement, gents. OK?
Very good. Happy voting.
Bye for now.
In the electoral division with the closed-down children's centre, the voters we find are sticking with Labour.
Just all the austerity and the cuts. Just need to get the Tories out, basically.
Or, as we hear so often, not voting at all.
You know what's going on over there today?
No. Oh, polling station.
Yeah.
We can vote.
You going to vote?
No.
You don't vote when they shut your children's centre?
I don't take part because they don't listen.
Lisa, meanwhile, is trying to win a super marginal council seat where Labour was 32 votes behind the Tories last time.
Do you have a sense of your chances?
I'm hopeful, but you just don't know.
How do you think you're going to feel tomorrow night?
Nervous.
This is the funny thing about politics. What's going to happen to the country is decided in leisure centres on the outside of small Lancashire towns.
You're Lisa's dad?
Yeah.
I take it you voted Labour?
I did.
There's every reason not to vote Tory here. Cuts
Absolutely.
and attacks on public services.
I suffer personally from the cuts in services. Because I'm in a wheelchair, I get a carer. And they cut down the amount of money that I can get. I'm not retired, I'm only 63, so I live off benefits.
Politics isn't abstract for you, it really means something.
No, it's a real life situation who you vote for.
Yeah.
But it's a good day for the Conservatives and a very tough one for Labour. Lisa has actually increased Labour's vote here by 600, but it looks like it won't be enough because the collapsing UKIP vote has gone to the Conservatives.
How are you?
Gutted. Doesn't look good, does it?
Right, Lisa's been called to the stage now to formally hear the news.
I do hereby declare that David Stansford is duly elected.
Come so far and worked so hard, and I'm really proud of her for what she's done, for what she's achieved. And there's always another election.
And now, what, it's a month till the general election?
If I'm honest, Jeremy Corbyn is doing nobody any favours. Who else is the choice?
So I'll be knocking on doors and all that?
I'll still be knocking on doors. And I won't stop until people know the truth.
What's the truth?
The Tories are cruel, if I'm honest.
I guess Theresa May would say, well, I talk about the just about managing.
The just about managing. I just about manage. I've got 4 children. My dad just about manages. He's disabled. I do have to say to people, come June the 8th, don't vote Conservative. Because all you're going to do is punish people like my dad.
I'm not feeling very strong and stable.
Within the last few minutes, the Conservatives have taken control of Lancashire County Council. They now have enough seats to run the authority from Labour. With the latest from County Hall, our politics reporter Mike Stevens.
It's so disappointing. It's a sad day for me personally. It's a sad day for our group. It's a sad day for Lancashire.
The Labour Party is in a terrible, terrible state. In Lancashire, in the midst of austerity, tax on public services, it's just lost power by a very big margin to the Conservative Party, the party who are ultimately responsible for doing it. And that's the road we're going to be heading down, right up to June the 8th and beyond that. This election is going to decide the shape of British politics and Britain, more to the point, for a long time to come.